1997. Apple was dying. The company was losing nearly $1 billion a year. Its products were confusing. Its market share was collapsing. And many experts believed Apple wouldn't survive another 12 months. Microsoft was dominating the world. PC manufacturers were everywhere. And Apple had become irrelevant. Then, one man walked back into the company he helped create: Steve Jobs. But Jobs didn't begin by selling computers. He sold an idea, a philosophy. Here's to the crazy ones. The Think Different campaign wasn't just marketing. It was a declaration of war against ordinary technology. Apple stopped competing on specs. Instead, it became emotional, creative, premium, rebellious. And over the next 2 decades, that strategy would transform Apple from a struggling computer company into the most powerful brand on Earth. When Steve Jobs returned, he made one brutal realization. Computers alone were not the future. They were becoming commodities. So Apple needed something bigger, something personal, something people would carry everywhere. Then, in 2001, Apple released the iPod. At first glance, it looked simple: a white device, a scroll wheel, 1,000 songs in your pocket. But the iPod wasn't revolutionary because of hardware. It was revolutionary because of ecosystem design. At the time, listening to digital music was a mess. Piracy was exploding. MP3 players were clunky. Buying music online was frustrating. Apple solved all of it. In 2003, they launched the iTunes Store. Now users could legally buy music with one click and seamlessly sync it to their iPod. This changed everything. Apple was no longer just selling products. It was selling convenience, identity, experience. And this was the real pivot. Apple transformed from a computer manufacturer into a lifestyle company. The iPod became a cultural symbol. White earbuds were everywhere. And suddenly, Apple understood something that most tech companies didn't. Technology isn't just functional, it's emotional. The company was quietly building something much bigger than gadgets. It was building loyalty. And loyalty would become Apple's greatest weapon. Steve Jobs on stage, January 9, 2007. Then came the moment that changed modern technology forever. I'm introducing 3 revolutionary products: a widescreen iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator. Are you getting it? These are not 3 separate devices. This is one device. The iPhone. At the time, smartphones already existed. BlackBerry dominated business. Nokia dominated globally. So why did the iPhone change everything? Because Apple understood something deeper. Phones weren't just communication tools anymore. They were becoming digital extensions of human life. The iPhone removed friction. No physical keyboard, multi-touch gestures, a full internet browser, a beautiful operating system. It felt futuristic. But Apple's true genius wasn't hardware alone. It was integration. Every part of the experience worked together seamlessly. Hardware, software, apps, services. Most competitors focused on features. Apple focused on control. And that control created consistency. Then came the App Store in 2008. And suddenly, the iPhone wasn't just a device anymore. It became a platform. Developers flooded in. Businesses adapted. Entire industries were reshaped. The iPhone became a camera, a GPS, a gaming console, a wallet, a social hub, a work device. One product began replacing dozens of others. And over time, the smartphone became the center of modern life. But Apple wasn't just participating in this new era. It became the gold standard. Every phone company started copying Apple. Touchscreens, minimalist design, app ecosystems, premium branding. The entire industry shifted toward Apple's vision. And with every iPhone sold, Apple's ecosystem became stronger. Apple devices syncing together seamlessly. Today, Apple's greatest strength may not be innovation. It may be retention. Because Apple has built what analysts call the walled garden. Buy an iPhone, and suddenly the Apple Watch makes sense. Own a MacBook, and AirDrop becomes addictive. Use iMessage, and leaving the ecosystem feels inconvenient. Everything connects. Photos sync through iCloud. Messages appear across devices. AirPods instantly pair. Payments work effortlessly.
Apple turned convenience into strategy. And psychologically, this is powerful. Because switching away from Apple doesn't just mean buying a new phone. It means leaving an entire digital lifestyle. This creates what businesses call high switching costs. The more Apple products people own, the harder it becomes to leave. And the numbers prove it works. Apple customers are among the most loyal consumers in the world. But there's another layer to this strategy: services. As hardware growth slowed, Apple evolved again. Today, the company makes billions through Apple Music, Apple TV+, iCloud, App Store revenue, subscriptions. The ecosystem itself became the business model. And now, Apple isn't just selling devices, it's selling permanence.
Today, Apple is worth trillions of dollars, more valuable than many countries, more influential than most corporations in history. What began in a garage became a company that reshaped communication, entertainment, business, and culture itself. But Apple's next challenge may be its hardest yet, because the future of technology is changing again. Artificial intelligence, spatial computing, services, wearables. The question is no longer whether Apple can build great products, it's whether the company can reinvent itself one more time. Because history moves fast, and the companies that dominate one era rarely dominate the next. But if Apple has proven anything over the last 25 years, it's that it understands one critical truth better than almost anyone else. People don't just buy technology, they buy what technology makes them feel. Can Apple remain the world's most powerful brand in the age of AI? Or is another disruption already coming?
I hope you learned something valuable and got one step closer to your goals. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon so you never miss an upload. And if you haven't watched my previous video yet, go check it out right now, where I teach you how to become a millionaire and build real wealth step by step. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.